Hello, everyone. I hope you are doing well today. Welcome to the English session. You have in front of you Mr. Abubakar Jabatier. Today we are going to deal with the same lesson as last time, which was reported speech. Okay. As the lesson wasn't finished, we did the first part of the lesson with Mr. Kojo, and then today we're going to deal with the rest of the lesson. Before continue with the lesson, I'm going to make a small revision with you. Okay, last time we are told that to report a statement, we have to focus on the main verb. Okay? It may be in simple present or in simple past. But we had two tenses. The first tense was simple present. For example, we can say, he asked, I'm leaving today. He asked, I'm leaving today. And then to report this sentence, what I'm going to do? Can say, sorry. Instead of ask, it says that, okay, the I will change to he or we. It depends, okay? He is living today. That means with the simple present, there is no change with the tense of the sentence. Look at here. We have the present continuous, and here also we have the same tense, which is the present continuous. There's no change. The only change occurs with the pronoun. Okay? Another example we can say, let me see, they say we are late today. This is a real sentence. Now, the reported sentence. The reported sentence, we can say, they say that, as I told you, I will change to he or they. It depends. They are late today. No change with the tense, okay? Because the main verb or the introductory verb is in the simple present, okay? Now, let's see when the main verb is in simple past. What will happen? When the main verb is in simple past. For example, the same sentence, okay? He said, he said, I'm leaving today. Come here. He said that. Okay, now there will be a change here. Instead of is and today, we will change. Okay? Is will be was. And today will be that day. Okay. Here again. Said. They said. Okay. They said, we are late today. Okay, let me change today by something else, which can be tonight. Okay, slightly the same. Today, tonight, almost the same. Okay, they said that they were instead of are because the main verb is in the simple past. It's just a review. Okay, the lesson we saw it last time. Okay, they said they were late that night. Okay, see, this is a small revision with what we have done last time. Okay, when the main verb is in the simple present, there is no change with the tense of the sentence. But when the main verb is in the simple past, we have not only a change with the pronoun, but also the verb, the tense also will change. And then the adverbs. Okay. Now let's proceed. We progress to our lesson of today. This was a small revision with the lesson of lifetime that we saw with Mr. Kojo. And today, we're going to continue, but what are we going to see today? Today, we are going to see a reported questions. I mean, we have here a reported speech. I mean, we put questions. Okay. Now, a question, what is it? Is to ask something. We can say, for example, she ask. Before starting, let me tell you that in English we have two groups of questions, which are the yes or no question, the question which can be answered by yes or no, and the WH question. For example, I can say, what is your name? This is WH question. WH question. What is your name? This is a WH question. Another example with WH question. Who is your English teacher? Again, we can see when will you go? Again, we can say, where are you? Where are you from? Again, we can say also, how old are you? All these can be considered as a WH question. Okay? These are the questions which cannot be answered by yes or no. To answer to that question, we are obliged to make a sentence. For example, what is your name? You can answer by my name is, okay? Who is your teacher? English teacher. Our English teacher is. When will you go? You give the time. Where are you from? I'm from, or I come from. How old are you? I am. You give your age. Okay, these are the WH question. Now, how about the yes or no question? Yes or no question. We move to yes or no question. The yes or no question are the questions that can be answered by yes or no. If you want, you can complete with a sentence. If not, you can only say yes or no. Okay. Let you have yes or no question. Yes or no questions. Okay, what are they? We can say, are you on time? Are you on time? You can say yes or you can say no. Okay? You can say also, have you got some coins? You can also say, do you know Mr. Maiga? Yes, I know him, or yes, or simply no. All of these are yes or no questions. Or we can say, can you help me? Can you help me? Yes, of course. Or unfortunately, no. Okay, these are yes or no questions. Okay, we have the two groups of questions in English. But today we'll deal with these questions, but reported. Okay? Now, what are we going to see? To report a question, what are we going to do? Or what is the process? Let me see that we use a special form when we report questions. We use, can write it here, we use a special form when we report questions. Okay. As I told you, we have WH questions. WH questions. For example, where is Tom's house? Again, we can see he asked where Tom, we add plus here, Tom where Tom's house, where Tom's house plus was. Okay, how do we got this? The main verb here is asked. It is in simple past, the main verb. As I told you previously, when the main verb is in the simple past, there will be a change. Okay, now the main verb is in the simple past. That's why we change the is by was, and it is at the end. That means the question mark will disappear. We drop the question mark because it is the indirect question. It's not direct question, but indirect question. When he asked where Tom's house was. Okay? Again, where does Tom live? Okay? Where does Tom live? He asked. Again, we have the simple past with the main verb. He asks where then the does here, which we got to introduce the question here, will disappear. Where Tom, and then the verb which accompanied Tom will change the tense. We put D at the end because it's a regular verb. Where he asked where Tom lived is the indirect question, and we drop the question mark. Because, let me write here, we say the WH question, where, what, who, when, how. These are the words that introduce the WH questions. First, we use where here with some examples. We can say, who are you? Who are you? It's a question. Who are you? A third person can ask. He asked. Let me take it with simple present. He asked who. The you will change by who I am. Why we say I am? Why? Because you can be changed by I or we. It depends on the subjects. Okay? Who I am. We have here, who are you? We change the place of the words. Okay? And the question mark disappears. Again, we can say what time is it? What time is it? When you have to know the time, you say she, and then here we'll take the simple past because here we have the simple present with the s at the end of the main verb. Okay, now here we take simple past. She asked what time it's. It will change, the is will change by was. Why? Because we have the simple past here. It's like mathematics. When we deal with mathematics, when we have a plus and a minus, plus and minus, when they meet, equal to minus. This mathematics. Here we have minus. Here we have minus, and here we have plus. Okay? Plus by minus equal to minus. Okay? This like mathematics. Again, we can say how old is your sister? How old is your sister? Okay, you can say she asks how old my sister was. It's a little bit complicated, okay, but just focus on it and you will understand. Okay, notice that after the main verb asked, we go directly with the WH question word. Look at here, we have how, we have what, we have who. After ask, directly we go with the WH question words. Okay? No question? Okay, let's continue. Now with yes or no. Yes, no questions. Okay, we have here does, always with Tom, does Tom live in Miami? Does Tom live in Miami? Now to ask a question, we can say, she asked. She asked if. Now, let me make a break just to explain this part for you. With the yes or no question, when you have to report them, we are obliged to use if. Okay? We are obliged to use if. That means after the main verb, which is ask, maybe simple present or simple past, we put if after, and you continue with the sentence. Okay? For example, one can say, he asked, Are you living here? Are you living here? This is a yes or no question, okay? To report it, we can say, he asked. Then we go directly with if. If, the you will change by I. If I am living here. Okay? This is a yes or no question. The question which can be answered by yes or no, simply, if you want to be simple. Okay? He asked if I'm living here. This is when the sentence is, or when the main verb is in the simple present. And what will happen if the main verb is in the simple past? We can say, he asked if, always, if I was. The am will change to was, because we have simple present here. When the simple present and the simple past meets, the simple present will go away, and it will less it plays by to the simple past. And say here, living, and then instead of here we'll say there. Okay? He asked if I was living there. With the simple present, it is here, but with the simple past, it is there. He asked if I was living there. This is a small explanation I had to give you. Remember that with yes or no question, we are obliged to use if after the main verb. Okay? She asked if Tom lives in Miami. Okay. She asked if Tom lives in Miami. Sorry, we have here the simple past, and then we change here. Tom lived in Miami. Okay. Next, is Tom happy? Can say it. Is Tom happy? Is Tom happy? This is a question. Okay. Now to report this question, what are we going to say? He asked if, okay, directly, if Tom was happy. Just simple, huh? Simple. Very simple. Just focus on it and you will understand. Okay, let's continue. Sometimes, you can write it here, some, or we sometimes can say it. We sometimes needs other expressions when we want to, or we have to report questions. Okay, when we want to report questions, when we want. when we want to report okay, now what are these expressions? What are these expressions? You can say such as let me put them into the red color. To wants. To know and to wonder. Okay. For example, what are you going to say? Example. Mr. Maiga asked, do you learn your lessons? This is a question that Mr. Maiga asked to the students. And then to report this sentence, what are you going to say? Mr. Maiga, as we said here, wanted to know, or Mr. Maiga wondered. Okay? If you will change by we. If we learned or learned, if you want, our lessons. Okay? Mr. Maiga wanted to know because the main verb is in the simple past. So we change the to want to know into simple past. Okay? Mr. Maiga wanted to know, or Mr. Maiga wondered if we learned our lessons. Okay? Then, another example, Mr. Kojo. Mr. Kojo asked, then this time we'll deal with the simple present, okay? Ask, who is the best students of the class? Okay, here we were with the yes or no question, and this part is the WH questions, okay? To report, we can say, Mr. Kojo wanted to know, let me put it in the red. Mr. Kojo wants to know, or Mr. Kojo wonders. Okay? Wonders. Now directly we move to the WH question words. Okay? Who is the best students of the class. Let me write class here at the bottom. Okay, these are something we can explain briefly by just 2 words. As I told you, with the WH question, we use directly the WH question word after the main verb. Like here, ask who, ask what, ask how. These are WH question. And then here with the yes or no question, after the main verb, we go with if. Okay? Ask if, ask if. It depends. Even if we have simple present or simple past, we use if. And then the rest of sentence will depend on the tense of the main verb. Okay, let's continue. Are going to add to this. Okay, we move directly to the activities. Okay, we move to the activities. Activities, we put here activities. Activities, activity 1. Activity 1, instruction. Instruction. Turn the following. Turn the following into reported, into the reported reporting questions. Okay, then the first sentence 1. Did he come yesterday? They ask. You try to answer directly if you want. Try to answer directly. And after, I will come back to the possible answer with you. Are you going to Paris tomorrow? Are you going to Paris tomorrow? He asked. The third, do you play football? Here we don't have a main verb. Now it's up to you to use the tense of the main verb. You are free to use the main verb you want. The time. The last. Can you swim? The boss asked me. Okay, all of these sentences are dealing with the simple a simple past. Okay? Uh, we'll use the bottom here. We'll use here to answer to the questions. Let me clean these parts. Okay, just clean it to make it just a little bit clear, to make us write something readable. Okay, the answer, possible answer here, you can see answer. The first sentence, we have simple past. Okay? You say, one, they asked. Okay, what kind of question do we have here? Is the first thing you have to know. Is WH question or yes or no question? Is the first things you have to know. We have, did you come yesterday? Just try to answer it, yes or no. We can say yes or no. Yes, he came, I mean. Or no, he didn't come. Okay? It's yes or no question. And then we use here if. Okay? He asked if he, okay? If he came. Okay, we have yesterday. Last time we saw with Mr. Kojo that yesterday will change, okay? The day before or the previous day, the day before, or if you want, the previous day. This is the first sentence. Just simple, okay? You have just to focus on it. Very simple. The second, are you going to Paris tomorrow? Yes or no. It's a yes or no question. Okay. He asked. If the you will change. If I, okay, because we have the simple past here. If I was going to Paris, tomorrow will change also. The next day or the following day. Okay, next. Do you play football? Do you play football? The third sentence. Let me use the expressions we just seen. He wants to know if I play football. Okay. The last sentence with the first activity. Can you swim? The boss asked. Okay? The boss asked me. the boss asked me if I could swim, because last time Mr. Kojo told us with the small charts that can will change to coulds. Can it change to coulds, and will change to would. Last time we saw it with Mr. Kojo. And then today, these are the fourth sentences we have here. We have the activity, and the answer, the possible answer is at this part. Okay? Let's move to another activity, if possible. Next activity, which can be activity 2. Okay? All of these are yes or no questions. And we deal again with activity 2. Activity 2. Instruction. 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 Put these statements typing mistake here. These statements, okay? These statements into reporting questions, like the first activity, okay? But we'll change, okay? We'll slightly change. What do you want? What do you want? He asked me. The second, where are you going? Where are you going tomorrow? Where are you going tomorrow? Her father asked. Her father asked. Next, 3. How long? How long have you been? How long have you been here? They asked. How long have you been here? They asked. And then for the last sentence, whose bag is this? Whose bag is this? The teacher asked. Okay, these are the activities with the second parts. Now, to answer to that activities, let me clean here. Is whitened by, we write it, okay. Let us clean. Okay, now how are we going to answer to that question? The first answer, we put answer here. Answer the first. He asked me, what do you want? Okay? He, first one, he asked me, what now the do will go away. What I wanted. He asked me what I wanted. The second, the father, her father asked. Her father asked, where we were going the next day. Where we were going the next day. Okay? Where we were going the next day. It's a little bit complicated than the first one we saw here. Okay? The third one, they asked, how long we had, or I, if you want, as we use we here. I had been there. They asked how long I had been there, because we have you. We change the have to had. Simple present, move to simple past. The last one, whose bag is this? The teacher asked. The teacher asked, whose bag was that, or whose bag was that. That will remain the same. Okay, whose bag was that? Okay, do you have some questions about the lesson? Huh? These are the second part of the activity. As we saw the first part of the activity here, the activity 1, turn the following into reporting question. This was the yes or no questions. And here we have the WH questions. They are not the same. Okay? Questions? Okay. Thank you so much for your following, and I hope we'll meet next time. Bye-bye.